Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Oh, you guys are having a good time.
We
Hey,
are.
Joe, huh? Where's that pretty girl? I'm going to steal that pretty girl. It's going to be mine.
Good
So
job.
I had the pleasure of speaking with Cowboy a few minutes there. You had a problem with one of our callers and technical issues, and let's solve the problem anyway.
We did solve the problem. We got Diane Willie on the show. She's owner of Carousels and Dolls Doll Museum and Shady Lane Tea Cafe out in Brandon.
Oh, I just actually drove by that.
I know.
I saw it to the right side of me, and on the way to Brandon, I went to visit all the volunteers and the evacuee center set up at the MMF regional office and in their bingo hall, and it's such a proud event to see so many volunteers and just happy and jovial and smiling and working away and organizing. It's like a little store when you walk in there. It's got all different clothing all lined up and got Pampers, toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, all kind of stuff that you can use for hygiene products. And it's just good to see so many. In fact, I was speaking to a good friend of mine. His name is Jeff Barnick. They own Pratt's, and they go all the way to British Columbia now. They're mostly a Western-based company, and they deliver groceries to different outlet stores. There's not a massive margin in it to make, but they've done exceptionally well. I know his father very well. He passed away sometime, and the brothers all together now run the company. And I talked with Jeff, and he heard about the hygiene issue and shortfall, so he's going to donate $5,000 worth of hygiene products to help out the evacuees. So thank you very much, Jeff. I hope you're listening. And if not, we'll send a thank you to the Pratt store. Being there to help as much as they can is very, very important. That'll be a hell of a big difference. I know that Stephanie at 4 o'clock meetings always tells us that the big shortfall right now that happens is the hygiene. And so, because let's not forget, many that go in these military planes are only forced to take a backpack, and that's all they have.
Yep.
And so now you have all these. And I was watching the news yesterday on CBC, and they're showing a lot of these major arenas and soccer fields built inside, and also the RBC Convention Center, and cot upon cot and cots and thousands of cots laid out,
Yeah.
And you look, your neighbor's only a few feet from you, and just imagine that you're living in this cot now, and you've got all your kids around you, and you're still got to try to take care of your kids. Some are sick, some need to go have a bath, and some need to go use toothbrush, and on and on and on and on, shampoo. You start looking around, and you say to yourself, wow, like, where do I get in line to start, using a shower?
Yeah.
And I could just feel for them. It's just unbelievable. Like, the stress that's probably in the families right now. And I know for people that are in their houses right now, and may not saw what it is the evacuees are up facing against, taking away from their home. They might not have the nicest home, but at least they got bedrooms, they got some privacy, and they know how to live within that small confinement they're living in. But to live in a room where there's RB Center is 7,000 potential cots.
Wow.
Leela, I think, is 1,200 cots in that soccer field. So it's quite a lot of stress. And the elders we're seeing a lot of that from the elders. So I can't thank enough to the Federation and my team and our staff, Stephanie and the rest of them that work so hard. Because we meet every day at 4 o'clock. Today we're not meeting tomorrow because the province is not meeting at 7 o'clock. We usually meet at 7 o'clock, and we get updates how far the fire is spread, where the fire is heading to, which community might be up for a notice of evacuation. So it gives us the time to organize and prepare. Because when they come in, we try to make sure we get them into our stores, and so they can get there and shop, get the stuff they need, and at least have some form of pride that they can take care of themselves a little bit with some products they can capture, right? So a lot of them won't have money, and so they're living in a challenging world. So one touched our staff quite a bit. They got a call, I think it was in the province from Red Cross, a 90-year-old Cree man there. He's never left. He was leaving his cot. He was just quiet and not speaking. And our team was able to converse with him and get him there. We got him a walker and different things that he would need. And he was so thankful. He said, good Lord will take care of him, AT. So he was very, very proud that he was able to get access and get some mobility going. He wasn't going to ask for nothing. He just laid there. So they were getting very concerned about him. And so our team reacted very quickly. We have mental workers also that help out. And but we just got to understand what it is he needed. And he was going to ask. And a lot of that's the thing about Indigenous people don't realize. A lot of our people wouldn't ask, especially our elders. They wouldn't ask for nothing.
No, I know. I met one this week who hadn't been to get their dressing changed for 5 days because they didn't have a taxi or a way to get there.
Yeah, and they won't ask. They won't beg. They won't ask. They'll just sit there and try their best and live with whatever it is they have. So and people got to understand that it's a different context of culture. And same thing with the Métis. We'll sit there. We won't ask. We're too proud.
Yeah.
We're very proud people. We might be poor, but doesn't take away that we can't have pride. So, again, thank you to all the people working again. It's Brandon. I had a chance to go visit through there, shake all the hands of the ones that were there. And they're people after people. And they're changing shifts. And we'll get on. And Linda are doing a great job out in Brandon. And, of course, with all the volunteers. So there's quite a bit in Brandon, too. I think there's over 1,000 evacuees there right now. So that shows you, again, the expansion that's everywhere, and every room that's available is being used. We're now trying to remodel one of our buildings to keep it accessible for emergencies, such as families that have newborns and people that are, pregnant, maybe about to be having birth. We're trying to find some of our other facilities that we can remodel quickly so they can be taking families there and they could hopefully have a place of privacy. And so that's what we're working on at the Federation right now. We have another building we own in West St. Paul, so we're working on that right now, trying to get that organized. So I thank the team for getting that ready. And as I said, it gives such a, that smile is priceless. When you get that smile back and they say thank you, it is such a priceless thing you can't replace it. Money can't replace that hug or that smile from our elders and from our First Nations and our Métis citizens that come from this tough situation they're all facing right now. So again, I appreciate it so much when they show such great respect to the many volunteers and workers. Next, wishes. I want to give out one before I get to birthdays. Denise Thomas' sister, Bernice's husband, is in the hospital. So, and of course, Denise and Bernice and her family, they always do prayers. They go to prayer groups and they pray for the people that are sick. They pray for people that need help. They pray for those overseas, like I do. Ukraine, Gaza, all of these things, prisoners of Israel. All those things we end up trying to pray for, and then those homeless on the streets in Winnipeg, and so forth and so forth. So Denise and are very spiritual in that way, and so is Bernice and her family, and now it's her turn to need our prayers. So to Bernice, send our prayers to you and your family, of course, and Fred, to get out of the hospital and maybe get some recovery as quickly as possible. So I encourage our citizens tonight, when you're putting your head on the pillow, before you do that, send a little prayer out to Bernice and Fred and to their family. And even if you're at home right now, just sitting on your armchair listening to some great Métis music and listen to whether it's a fiddle or entertainment by song, send a little prayer to them, and they'll feel it. Trust me, they will. So with that being said, I'll move on to birthdays now. We have Kevin Cheeves' birthday. He's 51 years old.
Oh, my goodness. Happy birthday.
He's an old-timer now, 50s now. He's in the 50s. But he still can dance a storm. So, of course, he's head of the Norman Chief Memorial Square Dancers, and he's celebrating his birthday on Sunday, July 20th. Happy birthday, Kevin. Happy 51st birthday is also going to Métis fiddler Jason Lapine, who's celebrating his birthday on Friday, July 25th. And again, another champion fiddler, and Jason, happy birthday. Happy 9th birthday is going to John Ray Jr. Chartrand, celebrating his birthday Friday, July 18th. I'm not sure who that is. They say whose child is John Ray Jr. Chartrand. He's celebrating his birthday, his 9th birthday. Also, congratulations going on to Riley Chartrand, Little Muddy Waters, local secretary. He's getting married today. His beautiful wife, Kenzie Kolufsky. So he works, I think, as Economic Development Officer at Northwest. They're getting married today. So happy wedding from the Métis government and the Métis Nation. And wish you many, many years of good life and happy life. Mm-hmm. Now, again, I want to thank some other people. The Jewish Foundation put $10,000 to help out on these evacuees. EcoSan, it's a laundry facility, and I want to thank them. And I can't tell you enough how Stephanie brags about them. She's head of the command center. because when we have all these donations coming in, we have bags and sometimes dropped off. We've got to sort them out. But again, you never know where they come from. They could be, the richest home, the poorest home, doesn't matter. You got to make sure the clothing is fresh and, taken care of. So EcoScan has been helping us with the laundry. So I want to thank you, EcoScan, for volunteering out your company and helping us clean clothes and as we sort them out for them when they come to shop and make sure that everything is how it should be. So again, EcoScan, thank you very much. Shelley's Bistro on Main, I think I said Main, that's the place I went to, a really nice place with really good food. I stopped there, and they're doing a huge amount of fruit, carrots, and carrot cake. My favorite. I hope it's homemade. Maybe steal a little piece if they don't mind. But carrot cake, of course, is my favorite. But it's homemade I'm talking about. And somebody wants to make me a carrot cake one day, I will tell you, I will enjoy every little bite of it. I love carrot cake. But thank you, Shelley's Bistro. Thank you for, again, your big hearts and helping out. And to the Battery Man, I think that's one located on Logan. They put $750 donation plus a whole bunch of batteries for us. Because, again, evacuees will need batteries. So a lot of their technical equipment now they're carrying today. All this fancy stuff they carry today all need batteries in some form or another. And even the people, I was talking to Jeff Barnick this morning from Pratt, and he was saying, I said, put on your radio and listen to the media. What's wrong with you? Talking at 10:30 this morning, and he says, well, I don't have a radio. He said, who in the hell has that radio at this day and age? I said, I have a radio. So I guess there's a young generation for you. I don't believe in radios.
Well, there's an app online that they can use.
So I was thinking about that. So I guess the young generation doesn't carry around little radios, huh?
No, but Radio Player app is on their phone.
You're on the phone, but I'm talking a real radio. I
know.
A few radios. I ordered them last year. I ordered some from Amazon, and I went and bought one here at Home Hardware, and I bought a radio for myself, and I have one in Duck Bay, and so I listen to Métis Hour on the radio. Anyways, I guess I'm still old school, and they still do what their job was intended for, to listen to news and updates and music. Yeah. Again, I also want to thank Fergie's Fish and Chips. They owner Gus for his donation of pickle bites for elders. So a lot of our elders, they love the traditional foods, and of course, fish is one of them. So Fergie's Fish jumped at the chance to help out, and so they did their best to make sure they can ensure some of the elders at least had a taste of their culture. And so I want to thank you, Gus, at Fergie Fish and Chips. Also, the address is 1390 St. James Street for the Battery Man. So thank you. Sorry about that. I thought it was Logan. But thank you very much, Battery Man. And Once Upon a Child, it's an organization. They donated a massive donation of baby clothes. Again, I want to thank them. And that, I tell you, every parent out there is thanking you, from 12,000 evacuees that are out there. Every parent is thanking you for helping out at this time of need for them. Otherwise, they'd have their own clothes, but their clothes were not eligible to be taken from the reserves. They're allowed to leave them in their house, and because of space in the military plane, they only were allowed to take a backpack. So people are maybe taking their mind listening to the show. Why are people asking for all these clothes and toothpastes and toothbrushes and hygiene products and so forth? Why don't they just have their own? Well, they weren't allowed to take their own, and they don't have the money to go and buy anything, and plus they don't even have vehicles. A lot of them are staying in these big soccer arenas, and there's no way they're going to be getting a Uber or a taxi to go out and see if they can go buy some toothpaste and toothbrushes and some other hygiene products. So that's why people are desperately needing the clothes, hygiene products, and so forth of that nature, because they weren't allowed to bring the stuff from their own homes. So again, I can't say enough for all those people donating and still donating today. From our side at the Red River government, we're strongly committed to continue to support all the evacuees, no matter who they are. Doesn't matter to us. This is about Manitobans. This is about helping each other. We're working with the Southern Chiefs Organization. We're working with the MKO. Yep. And I didn't say it all because I can't pronounce it in Cree. I can pronounce it in Soto. But anyways, in Manitoba Chiefs, some of the Manitoba Chiefs, we're working with all of them in Red Cross. And, of course, the province, we're working with every one of them so we can coordinate, organize, help each other in a time of need. We do know that the majority of all the people here today are First Nation people who have been forced out of their communities because of location where they live. And, of course, some of our Métis citizens live in there or live next door, and they, too, have been evacuated out to the south. So, as I said, thank you to all the hotels who are putting up with all this stress, because they're packed. And that's in Brandon, Portage, or Winnipeg. Thank you very much. And to all those organizations that put up the soccer arenas, hockey arenas, even Saguin, I complimented them last Saturday. I talked to the chief. They got DJ Fontaine. They got something going out there helping out. And so we're working in collaboration with them at the same time. So, again, thank you. Red River X Grounds is apparently jumping in here to help out, so that's good. And St. Joseph Hall, we donated that to Hydro. Hydro has, again, struggled to trying to find a place to stay because the evacuees have taken up all the space in Thompson. So the hydro workers need a place to go and stay because they've got to go back, and a lot of these hydro poles are burnt, so hydro is disconnected, and they need a place to stay. So we gave them, we put up the St. Joseph Hall. We go in Thompson. They can use that as a command center, or they can put up bunks and stay there and use that as their central depot as they move to fly out to the north and try to help out reconnecting everybody's home. And again, our camps, thank you to all the people out there. Chris is out there, and Stacy out in Treater, and thank you for all the work they're doing there. Bob and the rest of the crew, and then Richard Chartrand, the rest of them, one Pagosis, and all those that work in our camp. What do you call these things? Camp grounds, not campgrounds. They're trailers. They're all campsites. You know, they're all trailers.
Yeah.
There's a name for them. I just went blank on it. It's in Winter Woods, Mafeking, and Trearon. And Trearon, I think we took 81 bedrooms in there. And we have a big kitchen. And Winter Woods, I think, is 12. And in Mafeking, I think it's about 15 or 16. So, as I said, those places are very vital. They're a pit stop for those that stop off there first before they ship them out to Winnipeg. And so, again, we're making sure we have products there if they do arrive. And as I said on the show yourself, there's potentially others still yet might be evacuated. Let's pray to God it doesn't happen. Let's pray to God Thompson's never evacuated. Yeah. Because that's going to be one hell of a challenge for all of us, and whether we can outdo it or be able to control it, I don't know. And also to our staff, my staff, we made 600 calls for our citizens up in the north to make sure that they're okay, to make sure that they got everything they need, to make sure that they're, whether they're with family or hotel or in these sites with others, we're making sure they're okay. So I think all my staff are making sure they called all of our citizens, no matter where they live, and we're making clear our citizens are our priority right now. That's why we canceled our very famous St. Madeleine gathering, historically important to us, but we set that aside and we canceled because all the hotel rooms are needed everywhere. Jack just texted me construction camps. He said, okay, construction camps, but they're nice trailers and they could definitely house, and we got big kitchens in them. We have a gymnasium in one of them. We have internet, TVs, everything. So if you need anything there for First Nations, you just reach out to us and we can put you in some of those camps. And as a family, you can take a big bunch of it, because some of the families are big now. I mean, there's 12, 15 of them.
Yeah, they are.
They're big. Yeah. Anyways, before I lose my time here, we have the 2025 Red River Métis Business Excellence Awards coming up, and nominations are now open. There are 5 categories for that. All our people want to go out and think about some of the traditional economies and some of the individuals that still do that. You want to maybe nominate somebody for that. Now's the time. They're open for nominations. A young entrepreneur, that's another nomination you can put for a young business person out there looking at exploring, expanding, and going to the business world. Also, outstanding business award for a business with revenue under $1 million. Under $1 million, you can nominate a business that's under the $1 million. And there's also another one for those that are over $1 million in business, and you could have a chance to recognize and nominate them for their accomplishments. The City Woman Secretary Spokesman Award is also eligible, and the President's Award. So look forward to that and seeing the nominations come forth. And I tell you, it's a very fancy event. It's a gala. A lot of people inside there, and definitely with great smiles and pride. I can't tell you enough about how it feels probably as a business owner. And after COVID, you survived, and you're still going strong. Now you got this whole challenge of how Trump causing such great harm to the economy, to our trade with the United States, and you're getting products to the United States is affecting your business. And then you may want to sell to the United States. That's affecting your business. So there's different aspects of challenges the entrepreneurs are facing and businesses world is facing. So, and are making people still keep on going, and I'm very, very proud of that. So I'm looking forward to, I hope I'm here to go to it, and that's taking place on November 20th at the Fort Garry Place. And so get your nominations in, and make sure you can show your pride for that young person or that business person or whoever you want to nominate in particular categories. Also, there's an upcoming meeting with the Prime Minister on Bill C-5. Of course, that will be happening. He's meeting with, he met the First Nations already. There was some that have opposed it from Ontario, and they're actually going to court on Bill 5. But there's two Bill 5s. People got to understand, you hear about it. There's Bill 5 of Ontario, which the provincial government has initiated, and there's Bill C-5 from Canada. So they're similar in style, but they're different. So, but people in Ontario, some of the chiefs have rallied together, and they're going to take it to court and to stop any ongoing national projects at this point in time until more consultations and discussions are happening. But from our side, we support Bill C-5. We believe it's essential right now. We need to help our businesses. We need to help our economy. We need to make sure that Canada stands strong, does not bow, as we will never bow to anyone, go on our knee for anyone. And so when the United States is trying to economically break us, we got to come together and stand together. And I know the point of concern for everyone, lots of people, including myself, is the issue of trust. Governments have a tendency to break their trust to us. They have a tendency to lie to us and a tendency to not really fulfill their promises. And that's why there's such this view of people that they have a hard time just saying yes to the government and say, okay, we trust you. Mm-hmm. But at this point in time, what I'm saying is we have to trust you. We're at a position in all of our lives in this country, if we don't come together now, we may face a very, very difficult future. And there'll be great negative effects. For example, you go into a recession and people want to say, what the hell is a recession? Recession is when the government itself can't afford the operations anymore, and businesses themselves can't keep their doors open because the economy is fractured and it's falling apart. The entire tax regime, the entire operational, the government is now tested or tainted or causing great repair that needs to happen one day when the proper economy kicks back in. Mm-hmm. And what happens in recession is that when people aren't working, the economy is not moving, jobs are not happening, taxes are not being collected, the economy and, of course, the government will start to cut and cut and cut programs. And Tennessee, they'll cut First Nation, Métis, and Inuit first. So that's the unfortunate part, and that's why recessions are scary. Yes, there's great long-term effects, negative effects, not positive, and they really hurt overall so many families. And so we need to find a way to overcome this Trump time. He's only got another 3 years and something to go. Mm-hmm. Midterm might change everything, and that's over a year now to go before the next election happens for Congress. And once that happens, and hopefully there'll be enough Democrats in there that they can start voting against him, because right now he controls all the Republicans, and they're the majority right now, both in Senate and the Congress of the United States. So when you look at it from that side, he's got them under his thumb, all the Republicans, and they're all bowing to him, all afraid of him. No. And the Democrats are trying to stay alive, and if they can win the next election coming up, maybe they could put the brakes on some of the damage he's caused and is causing. And so, again, at the end of the day, we know he's in it for himself right now with all the money and billions of dollars he's earning. Think about this, as a president of the United States, most powerful position in the world, he's selling stuff. He's selling shoes. He's selling Bibles. He's selling, this is a president. And this is what he's doing. So, and crypto coins, he's selling that. Like anywhere he can make money while he's president, and the greed for his family is unbelievable. But that greed is also going to impact our country. That's why Bill 5 that came in, we supported it with, of course, not with ultimatums, but with making some pressing points, which I will be making to the Prime Minister. The Inuit meeting will take place, I believe, on the 24th. We should have ours probably within a week or two right after that. So how that meeting will take place is yet to be seen. If the Métis National Council is going to be invited, of course, we probably would not go to that because they're not legitimate. There's only two of them left on that board, and that board doesn't have no legal right to be representing anyone. The board, MNC board, is not a full legal board, not on their constitution, but also in the corporation world. So it does not have the legitimate authority to represent anyone. And if it was there, it would cause great damage to our reputation as governments, as treaty makers, as our future. So if the government still somehow recognizes them to come to a meeting, I could not, in good conscience, go to it and say, sit at the same table and say they represent Métis people and our people in any fashion when they're not a legitimate legal body. They're not a legitimate legal body. So I hope that does not happen. I hope the government's smart enough not to, because in fact the Prime Minister put himself in a very dangerous and political nightmare, because how can he sit and with some institution that has no legal standing and then negotiate with them? There's no logic to that. He'd be breaking the own law of our land. So I hope that doesn't happen. I hope the bureaucrats are smart enough to see that ahead of time. So again, I'll keep you posted on that. That meeting should be happening very, very soon. So I'll conclude again by saying thank you to all our elders for your guidance, to our young people out there helping out there, volunteering. I've seen some of the young faces in the crowd. And to our older families that are out there that are volunteering right now in evacuation. Those women, I said there's mostly women. Mm-hmm. And they're just laughing at Brandon, smiling, teasing, just working away like it's nothing, So, again, thank you to all those people, to our young generation, of course, and to our families. And be proud of who we are. Stand firm. Never let no one say you're lesser. And at the end of the day, we will always go ahead as a Métis government, united. And as a regular government, no one's going to stop us. So that being said, I'll talk to you guys next Saturday. And keep up the good work, Naomi, and tell your chief I will say hi to him when I get a chance to pop into him.
Okay.
So I will see him somewhere. He'll pop up somewhere. I know that.
Yeah.
He's all over the place. So, and I know I have an upcoming meeting with the Grand Chief of SCO, and of course Jerry Daniels. I will be meeting him very soon, and we'll continue to work together, supporting each other during this difficult time.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys take care, everybody.
All right, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Safe travels.